Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Still on the question of depression, today we want to look at handling a mental imbalance. Now, we know that depression can lead to mental imbalance. Now, as the HR of an organization, if you discover that a staff has mental imbalance, what do you do with that staff? Should you throw the staff out of the organization? Or do you retain the person out of compassion, or what we generally call empathy? What is the right way out? Well, for me, empathically, if I should consider empathy, I'll say, well, I, I might want to retain him, but there's a challenge to retaining him. The first challenge is, what if he takes an action that backfires on the entire organization? What if he does something that closes or folds the organization up? That's one aspect of it. What if he gets physically violent and start harassing other staff? Remember that as the HR, it's your duty to protect the the entire staff. Is your duty to ensure the well-being, welfare, and security of every staff. So if you leave a mentally imbalanced staff and he start harassing the rest of the workforce, what do you do? That's where empathy might not work much. For me now, having posed these instances, I think the best thing to do is to lay the person off the organization, but not just laying the person off like that. You lay the person off with support. You create a support system around the person. Give counseling, give guidance. The support system might be getting the person a psychologist or somebody that will help in the mental circumstances to bring balance to the person. Or you could help the person, register the person in a psychiatric hospital for medical attention. The person may need a rehab, so what's wrong if you help the person register in a rehab center or a rehab home? These are just few of the things we can do. I'm just giving instances. On your own, you can sit down and look for ways to assist or support such a person, even while it is not wise to keep the person, because the person can do something that will be so dangerous or disastrous to the organization. Okay, so even if you are laying the person off, you must lend a support system around the person that will help the person. So while the person is at home, you can't be rendering your support from the organization until you see that the person is balanced, or you have helped the person to a considerable extent. Remember, that's my opinion. You have your own opinion and your own approach. Well, we may like to hear you. What's your own opinion when you have a mentally imbalanced person in your organization? How do you solve that problem? Remembering the staff security, remembering the protection of the organization, and also considering the well-being of the individual that has that challenge, because you can't just lay him off like that. He has been of use to the organization. So how do we help such a person as an organization? Thank you as I wait for your input. Bye. Still remain your Evelyn. Thank you for listening.